Hey everyone, welcome to Chris's Beer Reviews. Today is Monday, October the 21st, and actually I had not intended on doing a review for today, but about a month ago I had a good friend of mine that stopped off at his beer store. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee. It's my friend William Stevers, and he stopped off and he got this particular beer and decided that he was going to do a somewhat of a review for it. And it was kind of a private review he sent to me, and but he requested that I do one of my reviews on this beer, and I have actually not gotten around to picking this one up, but the other day I was in my beer store and I decided to pick it up and give it a go. I've already actually drank 5 of these out of the 6-pack, and I saved one for the review, and so I decided I was going to go ahead and do it today since I didn't have anything else going on. So anyway, this one is taken from the Magic Hat Brewing Company out of South Burlington, Vermont, and this is a special run of India Pale Ales that they released, and it's called their IPA on Tour. Limited edition, and the little punchline said it is their Ale of Enlightenment. I have no idea about that. You know, like I said, I tried about 5 of these the other night, and it's good, but I'll save that for the review. This one comes in at 6.2 ABV. I think it said on the box that it was 60 IBU. And anyway, I checked it on Beer Advocate, and Beer Advocate actually gave it a score of 81, which is pretty good. It had a lot of reviews on their website, and the fans, I think, rated it a 77, which is okay. But the actual Beer Advocate score was an 81. Like I said, it comes in at 6.2% ABV with a 60 on the IBU scale. Let's see, food pairings for as far as cuisine, curried Indian style dishes. Cheeses would be nutty type cheeses, Asiago, Colby, Parmesan, Sharp, Blue, and Cheddar. Meat, it would actually be shellfish. They recommend shellfish for this one. The glassware would be served in a pint glass, or Becker, Nonic, tumbler, mug, Sidel, or Stein. It says not recommended for extended cellaring unless ABV extends average range. If you do happen to cellar this, you cellar it around 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyway, enough of the bullshit. Let's crack this thing open and let's see what it smells and looks like. Alright, let's pour it up, guys. Pours beautifully. Lots of carbonation coming up here. Poured a huge head. I think I poured it a little too fast. The head, like I said, is huge. It's about a good 3.5, 4 finger head. Like I said again, lots of carbonation bubbles coming up from the bottom. It's kind of a murky, dingy, orangish, kind of golden amber, with a kind of an off-white caramel color. Very carbonated head, semi-creamy as far as the head goes. I can't really tell about the head retention. It seems like it's holding the head pretty well, but it's a very carbonated head. There's a lot of bubbles. Usually it's just spray thick, creamy foam. This thing is very carbonated. Still a lot of bubbles coming up. So let's put a nose on it. Okay, very citrusy, a lot of floral and pine notes, kind of on the back end of the aroma, but it's very citrusy up front. Really don't know the actual hops. Let's see, Beer Advocate says, I know for a fact it has Cascade hops. Let's see. Does not say. Does not say. Like I said, I know for a fact that it has Cascade, and probably, I really don't know. I'm just going to go ahead with a safe bet and go ahead, since I already know, I remember seeing it on the front of the box, it does have Cascade. So we do know it has that particular type of hop. I do not know what kind of malt they use, but it's a very delicious smelling beer with decent head retention. Like I said, kind of a orange, golden amber, quite a bit of carbonation bubble, caramel color head, and so forth. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a drink of it and let's see what it tastes like. Very, very delicious. Kind of semi-dry on the palate. It's got a very citrus, hoppy bite right up front. Kind of it's a sweet. It's not a real harsh bitterness up front. It's kind of a sweet, citrusy, slightly piney. Well, I'll say medium piney. Right up front, then it kind of fades into a strong bitterness. The hop bitterness in the mid-range there in the mouth is very bold. It finishes very, very, very hop forward. And it's dry, very oily and resiny on the palate, very dry. Very delicious tasting beer, guys. It's what I expect in an IPA. It's not the strongest, not the most hop-forward IPA that I've had, but it's decent for a easy to find borderline craft beer. I wouldn't say this thing is a full-blown craft. It's very easy to find. I want to say that a bigger distributor has picked this company up, so I don't think it's a straight independent craft brewery. Somewhat is. I'll still consider it a craft beer, but like I said, I think a bigger company bought this one out. But anyway, it's very delicious. It's not my go-to beer, but if I can't find anything that I normally drink and they have this one, I'll pick this one up, guys. I recommend it. If you're a fan of your typical American-style IPAs, this is the go-to, guys. It's a recommended beer. Pretty decent lacing on the glass. It's kind of spotty. It's not a very thick, lacy pattern, but it is a spotty amount of lacing. Still maintaining a little bit of a head, but let's take one more drink. Very delicious, guys. Very delicious. Like I said before, it's not one that I would recommend over, say, Sierra Nevada or your Stone or your Bridgeport, or your Yazoo. Yazoo runs a close race with Magic Hat. They're similar as far as the IPA goes. Yazoo's pale ales are very similar to the Magic Hat ale. But if I had my choice, it would be Sierra Nevada, Stone, or Bridgeport. But, not a bad beer, guys. Not a bad beer at all. Very good for an ale. And, like I said, I do recommend this one. So if you see it, check it out. It's Magic Hat's Blind Faith IPA on tour. Remember that, on tour. It's a limited edition. It's a little punchline. And, anyway, I've got about one more slight chug left. I'm going to take this last chug, and then I'm going to go for the day, guys. Hope you guys have a great week. Drink safe, drink responsible, and cheers.